You will regret having pressed the game, but now, it's too late. They said it was just a dream, until it started happening. Something has changed, but no one noticed. Yet the ground is splitting beneath us, a seismic shift in the very foundations of our economic reality. The cracks are widening, the fissures deepening, beneath your feet. The stability you thought you had, the solid ground you believed in is no longer guaranteed. On one side, the 1% build empires that reach for the sky, fueled by ambition and resources beyond imagination. They construct towering monuments to their success, visible for all to see. On the other, the 99% fight for scraps, struggling to survive in a system that seems rigged against them. They're left to pick up the pieces, to make do with what little remains. This chasm isn't an accident, it's not a natural disaster or an unforeseen consequence. It's engineered, meticulously planned and deliberately executed. It's the result of calculated decisions and strategic maneuvers. The rules are rewritten daily, often in the dead of night, away from public scrutiny. By those who already hold the pen, those who wield the power to shape the narrative and control the outcome. They dictate the terms of engagement. The rich see money as a tool to command, to influence, to control. It's a means to an end, a way to exert their will on the world. The rest see it as a reward for time, a limited resource exchanged for survival. It's a means to an end, a way to pay the bills and keep the lights on. This mindset divide, this fundamental difference in perspective, is the real earthquake, the underlying force that shakes our society to its core. It's the source of the instability and the root of the inequality. The gap widens every time you rely on a paycheck, every time you trade your time for money, every time you accept the status quo, or cling to outdated beliefs, to the myths of job security and the promises of a comfortable retirement. These are the chains that bind you. The 1% control the system, they write the rules, they own the game. They have the power to shape the world in their image. The rest surrender control, willingly or unknowingly, accepting their place in the hierarchy. They become cogs in the machine. For the illusion of security, a false promise that keeps them trapped in the cycle. They trade their freedom for a paycheck and a benefits package. The most expensive lie? The one that costs you the most in the long run? That a steady job, a predictable routine, is safer than freedom, than the ability to chart your own course and control your own destiny. Go to school, get a good job, work hard, save money. That's not advice, it's a trap. The world has changed, but most people's thinking hasn't. While you save, inflation erodes your efforts. Savers are losers isn't a slogan, it's reality. The new world rewards creators, not employees. The rich use debt to build wealth, the poor use it to buy liabilities. Stop taking advice from people who are stuck. If you don't update your beliefs, you'll get left behind. Adapt or get crushed. Clinging to old ideas is a self-imposed death sentence. The paycheck. It's presented as the ultimate reward, the symbol of security and stability. But is it really? Or is it a carefully constructed trap, designed to keep you exactly where you are? A gilded cage perhaps, where the bars are made of comfort and the illusion of choice. It's a drug, a slow-releasing sedative that numbs the ambition and dulls the senses. It keeps you docile, compliant, and utterly dependent on the system. You become a cog in a machine, your individuality slowly eroded. It feels safe, secure, a warm blanket on a cold night. But it's an illusion, a carefully crafted mirage designed to obscure the truth. You trade your most precious asset, your time, your energy, your very life, and your dreams, those aspirations that once burned so brightly, all for a fixed sum, a predetermined amount that rarely reflects your true worth. You're diligently building someone else's empire, fueling their dreams while yours slowly fade. Your income is capped, a ceiling placed firmly above your head, preventing you from reaching your full potential. Your freedom is subtly, almost imperceptibly, sold. The rich understand the game. They buy back their time, investing in assets that generate passive income. The rest of us, trapped in the cycle, sell it, day in and day out. But what happens when the paycheck stops? When the job disappears, or the company downsizes? Panic sets in. A cold wave of fear washing over you. Because you never truly owned your income, it was always conditional, always subject to the whims of another. The true risk isn't entrepreneurship or investing or striking out on your own. True risk is relying on a single fragile stream of income that you don't control. You don't control your destiny, your financial well-being, or your future. Break free from the illusion. Start seeing yourself not as a replaceable employee, but as a thriving business, a valuable entity. Not just an employee, but the CEO of your own life. Build assets that pay you, that generate income while you sleep, that provide true financial security. Not just jobs that drain you, that leave you feeling empty and unfulfilled. Don't take the bribe of a steady paycheck if it means sacrificing your dreams and your freedom. Demand freedom, demand control, demand a life of your own design. There's a moment when you must leap, leaving job security behind for the unknown. This isn't recklessness, it's commitment. When you burn the boats, you force yourself to grow. Failure isn't defeat, it's feedback. Most never leap, paralyzed by fear of falling. But only those who risk it all can build something great. The pressure, the uncertainty, the responsibility, this is where real entrepreneurs are forged. Are you ready to burn your boats? Debt and taxes. These two concepts loom large in the financial lives of nearly everyone. They can feel like inescapable burdens, heavy weights that hold us back from achieving our financial goals. For many, debt and taxes terrify most. They represent a constant source of anxiety and stress. The fear of not being able to meet obligations, of falling behind, can be overwhelming. But the rich, the financially savvy, view these same forces through a different lens. They understand how to use them as tools, instruments to build wealth and secure their financial future. The poor often buy liabilities with debt. They acquire things that lose value and drain their resources, creating a cycle of financial dependence. In contrast, the rich strategically buy assets. They invest in things that appreciate in value and generate income, building a foundation for long-term wealth creation. They understand the power of leverage and use the bank's money, other people's money, to generate cash flow and wealth. They're not afraid to take calculated risks, knowing that the potential rewards far outweigh the dangers. The tax code, often perceived as a complex and confusing maze, actually rewards those who create jobs and housing, who contribute to the economy and provide opportunities for others. The rich get tax breaks for investing in businesses, real estate, and other ventures, often paying less in taxes than employees who work for a fixed salary. Employees are taxed before they even see their money. Taxes are automatically deducted from their paychecks. Entrepreneurs, on the other hand, earn, spend on legitimate business expenses, then pay taxes on what's left, after deducting those expenses. It's not about working harder and harder, it's about playing a different game, a game with different rules and different strategies. The rules favor investors and creators, those who take risks and build something of value. Learn the rules of the game, understand how the system works, or be ruled by them, forever trapped in a cycle of debt and taxes. Headlines scream chaos, recession, inflation, market crashes. The poor panic, the rich focus on their internal economy. Your mindset, skills, and drive are the only market you control. In crisis, the wealthy see opportunity. Starve your fear, feed your courage. Invest in learning, not worrying. Build assets, not just income. Take risks, surround yourself with winners, and act boldly. Your network is your net worth. Change your mindset, take massive action, and you'll change your life. The power to join the 1% is yours. Claim it.